Hello, good evening, one and all, to the round 2 of the Mini Cooper Cup here with oNiD Racing on Assetto Corsa. And yes, my folks, you do not have to disbelieve your eyes. We do have 19 Mini Coopers out on track going to qualifying as we speak. Obviously, one just crashed over there, that's wonderful. But we are just started the qualifying session with a fantastic turnout this evening. 19 Mini Coopers all battling it out to be the best person around Goodwood circuit here tonight. Alongside me is the wonderful and incredibly American Dominic Barut. Dominic, good evening.
How's it going tonight, guys? We're, as Aiden said, we're here at Goodwood with 19 Mini Coopers. Should be a good race. Hopefully people don't end up backwards or out in the weeds. There's a nice big old, I don't know what it is, a wheat field or a cornfield out in the middle of this track that you could definitely get lost in.
Yeah, it's definitely like some sort of corn, as it's corn. No, it's wheat. We don't have corn here, it's an American thing, it's wheat. We have wheat here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's wheat, yeah. I don't know, I wanted to call it corn, but I'm pretty sure it's wheat.
Nonetheless, we are underway with qualifying with just over 7 minutes left. No real times have been set yet. The times you see on the left are just out laps as it stands, as we await people to set their lap times. We are following around Ash Hill at the minute, fighting with someone there for position. Not supposed to be fighting in qualifying, it's a bit naughty. A bit of a finger wagging moment there maybe, but nonetheless they go side by side down into the final couple of turns before the paddock chicane. There'll be two right-handers and lefters as we go across our screens, so one through there. Another one straight after through the final chicane, and this is going to catch people out. Two balls that are absolutely unforgiving if you hit them.
Yep, I have a feeling we might see a few people bouncing off those in the early stages of the race, hopefully without too much catastrophe.
The fastest laps now on the board, Alpha Beaver with 140.1 and then Ash Hill with 140.9. People getting their laps now, being able to get a bit of fresh air and a bit of clean air. Pavo coming with 141, Luke Hine follows 141, 142 respectively. At times are going to be tumbling, they'll soon figure out how to drive quick around this track. Yeah, very unforgiving track if you manage to get even a wheel on the grass here. These Mini Coopers will snap around on you like there's no tomorrow. Yeah,
definitely a similar style track, I guess you could say, as Thruxton last week, with just the no runoff zones. But I heard some of the drivers saying that it was actually a little bit more difficult to drive around here. It's not so flat out. You actually got to balance the car a little bit more on the inputs.
Front wheel drive cars as well, front engines, so they're going to struggle with turning at the best of times. They feel a bit lumpy and rolly, let's say, but it is an acquired taste to drive front wheel cars, as my opinions of certain front wheel driven sports cars is fairly public within oNiD.
Yeah, it is definitely an acquired taste, we'll say, for the racing a front wheel drive vehicle. Definitely a different technique is needed to get around the track quickly and efficiently.
That is something I cannot get my head around, is Dave Tweets was on the purple middle sector, sadly goes across the final words are failing me tonight. Dave Tweets goes across the grass in the final turn, can't improve, that lap would have been invalidated anyway, and you'll have to try and get it all back again. Stands even there once up, followed by Leach, Thorpe, Hill, Goodwood. Well, that's a new name in fifth. A new name for me to try and butcher and absolutely fail in pronouncing. Sven, I'll stick with Sven.
Yep. There's a few new faces, it seems like. Seems like we had a few maybe fallout from last week and a few new join in their place.
Now I'm going to give a bit of screen time to this wonderful fellow, Alex Nikolakakis. I hope I've said that right. He did leave me a voice note in the Discord of oNiD Community Racing. I hope I've done that justice. Currently 8th, 141.3. He is up on his time by 0.1 of a second, so we'll see a very slight improvement if we can keep this going. Maybe enough to challenge Pavo for 7th place. Nikolakakis. Sounds right.
Yes, he definitely left an audio recording of the name for us because we did butcher it so horribly last time. But he did have a good, let's say, good humor about it, and thought it was quite funny the way we were saying it.
Well, he's gone purple in the middle sector, quickest of anyone. So we'll see if we can make it all link up in the final sector. Very neat and tidy through that last corner. He has briefly dropped down to 10th. And that's going to be good enough for second place at 1 minute 40 exactly, right down to the millisecond. So good luck there by Alex, good enough for the runner-up position on the front row, with just under 2.5 minutes, even leads the way. Nikolakakis from... I said that wrong. Nikolakakis, should I say? Nikolakakis, I've got the S. In third, Sven Goodwood. Yeah, I've butchered that. Let's move on. James Leach in fourth, who is actually on a purple lap as it stands. Sector 1, 1/10 faster than Bevan's time of a 1:39. So we'll see if we can improve. This looks like to be a good lap for James here. And he'll go through the final couple of last turns. Final paddock chicane and goes across a suitable amount of curb on the exit there. Doesn't take it completely wide, so then across the line, and it's not good enough for first. Still needs to find another 0.6 of a second to challenge Alfie Bevan's time. And we might have just lost our American friend briefly. Dominic, are you still there, dearest?
I am still here. I believe you actually may have started a stream in the Discord. Was that noise?
Yes, so you can see what I'm actually streaming, bless you.
yeah, no, I'm still in here.
That's good, that's fine, thank God. Because I don't know what I'd do without you. I need someone to bounce off. So, Jason.
I was quite confused with that noise as well. I'm wondering if that was possibly somebody jumping in and then quickly jumping out even.
No, it's probably just me sharing my screen, bless you. It's commentator's coach James Leach there, so as we view him doing a lap, he does a half spin, so we'll it will leave him. That's going to be it for him now, because he's not going to be able to improve. Alfie Beaven though, our pole sitter, as we briefly check in with him, is on a purple middle sector. This could break the 138s if he can keep it neat and tidy, and if he's quick enough in the final sector. He'll stay with it, come across the line, so come across the final corner, should I say. Now goes across the line, and it is a 138.9 stonker of a lap from Alfie Beaven there. Leach, Karolzak and Nikolakis can become 10th with their positions. They have seen the checkered flag and will not improve. Sven will potentially improve if he's got a good third sector. He's currently in 5th, might pip 4th place as Hill goes 2nd on the final flying lap, 139.4, beats Leach and Karolzak into the runner-up position as it stands with that amazing time from Alfie Beaven. Sven goes across the final 10, approaches the finish line. What will be for him? He pips it for 5th. Only a few more drivers left. Curios on a lap. Pavot on a lap. Pavot's 3rd. Gets that time in there right at the last minute. Curios takes a little bit more curb than most, but still well within track limits. This will be the final pass and set a lap. He comes across the line and cannot do better than 9th place. God, there's 19 Mini Coopers on this track, and this is going to be absolutely insane into turn 1. Your starting order: Alfie Beaven to Ash Hill, James Pavot, James Leach, Karolzak, Sven Gelhud. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sven. Alex Nikolakis. Again, I'm sorry, Alex. Jesus. Martin Thorpe in 8th, and Alexander Curios in 9th. 10th is Tim Bob, thank God, a simple name. 11th is Cheyenne Cabalian. Tim Weller in P12. James Leach Senior, P13. Jacob Hine, 14th. Eric Sarek in 15th. Jatin Kanoji in 16th, Dave Tweets 17th, Ben Asker 18th, and Ben Myatt bringing up the rear. Sadly unable to set a time in P19. Whew. What a grid. Right.
Yes, it does make me laugh inside a little bit every time we do the running order. I hear the struggle, and I find it amusing. I'm sorry.
The pain is real. The race had not already started, Daniel. It is just awaiting the... it was just qualifying that just finished. It did look like a race was going on, but you are just in time to see the start of the race. Will commence in about 20 seconds time. As we do see 5 lights sounding their horns in excitement, these drivers. 5 lights will shortly go out and will go away for the first race of this round of the Mini Cooper Cup. Who will be following? The midfield pack, I believe, as we go through the first turn. No real incidents as of yet. Everyone looks to go through. There's a car spinning in the background. That is someone dropping down the order, I believe. That was Eric Sarek dropping down to P19, sadly. As far as it goes, we are A-OK for people not getting involved in incidents. Pavot's dropping down the order, sadly. Looks like he might... Oh, there's an incident in the background. That's... who's that going off? That is... Ooh, who was that?
Thorpe is off, and possibly Tim Bob.
Tim Bob, yeah, Tim Bob. Collision in the background. 2 definitely did not go into 1. So we will see those guys trying to fight their way back up the field.
Oh, looks like Weller is off as well, and I think Tweets had a little excursion, but not quite as adventurous as Weller there.
And they all get through it back onto the track safe and sound. As Ash Hill is leading the way. Karolzak and Beaven side by side though for P2 and P3 respectively. Karlsak's going to make a move. Beaver's going to make a move inside. No, oh, Karlsak goes very wide, and so does Pavot in the background as well. They're both going to lose out as they go into the final chicane. Paddock onto the pit straight, and they manage to sort it out before anything happened. That's a big crash. Dave Treats is spinning. It's Tim Bob as well, Kanoji as well. Something's happened there that we've sadly missed, but Tim Bob getting stuck into it again, that's for sure. Second incident lesson for him.
Just the tail end of that, and I think Tweets got a little bit too much of the inside curve, possibly got a little loose, and went around. And then it was just kind of a domino effect of people driving into him.
I think that might have been the case. Alex, if you also got down the order from 5th, may have just lost out there. Oh, there's been a change from lead. Ash Hill fighting with Alfie Beaven for P1. Nothing to separate them through those couple of corners. They'll go side by side, and Hill gets ahead of Beaven for now. Got a Karlsak in the background having front row seats to this battle, thinking, oh, what can I make of this? He's going to stick it in there and hope for the best, really. And Pavot also in a very prime position to collect up any scraps and anything that might happen ahead of him.
Yeah, they're definitely going too wide down into the, a turn before the narrowest part of the track. So, you got to definitely single file out before that chicane down there.
No, absolutely, and they're going to be side by side going into the paddock chicane. Oh, guys, there's a wall there. Careful, give each other space. Come on, for the love of God. Beaven goes wide, but rejoins the track, avoids Clout and Law on the outside of the final turn, but drops to 4th. Meanwhile, Pavot is having a go at Karlsak. They're 3 wide into the first turn to the lead. Oh, guys, come on. Jeez. Holy bejesus.
Got a little bit of a battle going on for 5th and 6th too here between Sven and Leach. They've now passed each other 2 times in a matter of 1 turn.
That's what you get for one make racing. Rhinoceros just found the screen. Hello, good sir. Don't know how you pronounce the name of car 29, but the way they're taking those lines is sweet. I join you in both of those comments. Half the time I don't know how to pronounce that name, car 29, and yes, his lines are very sweet.
Yes, there are definitely a few of them out there in the pack whose names are of questionable pronunciation for us, we'll say.
It is my worst nightmare as a dyslexic. Pavot now. Oh, hello. How did Pavot get up into the lead?
I think he just sat in the background and kind of just let those guys fight with each other and found his way around.
This is a 4-way battle for the lead. Hill and Karlsak bumping doors. Karlsak goes very wide. Gets it back on the track. It has to go wide again because he got on the grass, lost grip. But that's going to be him out of the battle for P1 for now. And they got Sven in the background hunting him down for P4. He's going to have no momentum going into the pit straight. He was quite vulnerable, really, to an overtake. So will Sven make that move work? We're going to have to look around the outside of turn 1. Wide entry, possibly for a better exit. And again, he is right. Oh, it's in the background. That's a Leach going very wide, taking the car drifting and hits the wall for good measure.
Yeah, that final chicane definitely foresaw that being a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, so he will drop down in order. Sadly, the lead though is still going at it. They now have a 1.5 second gap to Ash Hill in 3rd, but that's another separate battle happening for 3rd, 4th, and 5th there in the background. So they'll be duking it out, trying to figure out who wants to try and get back up to this race lead.
Beaven has actually made his way back into the lead. Just realized that, so he's found his way around Pavo in that first half of the lap there.
It's completely chop and change for these guys. It's absolutely insane.
Seems like every time somebody gets in front, they get excited and try to go a little deep and end up a little wide, and then they get passed back. A little bit of flip-flopping going on here.
One make racing. Who would have thought that it would be able to give you this much action in the race? Sven or Chris, we're trying to make something of Howzak here. But, there's a car off in the background. That looks like Curious going very wide. The car 29 of Nikolakis. I tried to pronunciate that. Takes over. Oh, it doesn't quite take the lead line. Doesn't quite make the move work, so Leach is a lucky boy for running wide there and not having to lose a position now. Oh, they touch! There's contact between the two, bit of bumper love there, but they seem to get away with it.
I wonder if that was an accidental touch or a yeah, I didn't like the way you bumped me touch.
I do wonder. There definitely wasn't much give there, was there? So,
it seems like there might have been a little extra room that wasn't taken advantage of, we'll say.
Yeah, I think we can leave it at that. And potentially, ooh, who's that? That's Curious. Not having much fun there is Alexandre. Loses out to Leach Senior.
Man, these things, you just lose that run coming out of the turn, and there goes the whole line of them.
Yeah, that's it. After that, if you lose momentum, you're so vulnerable to losing out positions here.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum track, that's for sure, and a momentum car as well, so I guess it just kind of double compounds on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Alfie Beaver is leading away 2.5 seconds now when it goes to Paveau. But there is a battle for P2 here, Paveau and Kalozak going at it. Beaver has just left them in the dust, basically. He's stamped his ticket, checked out, and says, "See you later, I'm out of here."
Yeah, I think he had the lead earlier and then got cycled back in the pack, and then I think now that he's got it back, he's like, I'm not going back there. I didn't like what I saw.
Desperately wants to stay ahead of this battle. He does not want to get caught up in this and risk losing his lead with just under 11 minutes to go. Only halfway through this first race, and it has been chop and change up and down for everyone throughout the timing table. 19 Mini Coopers. Who'd have thought we'd get this such amazing racing between everyone?
Yeah, last week we had 3 different winners in 3 different the races, so that is a definite probably something that Beaven's thinking about, thinking he wants to make his lead larger in the points, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. As Kalozak makes a move on Paveau. Paveau gets very... Oh, hold on. No, it's Kalozak's gone round. Lost it on the curb. Ooh, dear. That's a shame. It looks like he just took a bit too much curb and the car didn't like it. So be careful with rejoin because there'll be faster cars coming. But gets away with it. Waits for cars to go past, and I think wisely takes the grass and doesn't attempt to take the chicane. And well, that's going to be opportunity missed for Kalozak there.
Yeah, that is that definitely sucks. With only 9.5 minutes left in the race, there's probably not going to be much he can do about advancing farther back up. But in the flip side of it, the one thing he can look forward to is being able to qualify in the next race, because the top 5 finishers from this race will not be able to qualify in the next race, so they will be starting from the back, and he has the opportunity of starting from the front.
Yeah, that is also very true. Top 5 finishers do not qualify for the next race, and for race 2, top 5 finishers in race 2 do not qualify for race 3. And yes, you heard that right, folks. 3 20-minute races here. 3 opportunities for people to make points, get wins, make bold overtakes, and potentially try not to crash. As up ahead, Leach and Leach Senior. I'm not sure if it's father and son, or older brother, younger brother, siblings, or what is Senior? I'm presuming it's father, Leach Senior.
I would presume it's father and son, because if it were brother, it would be one and first and or second and third.
Yes, of course.
I don't know how that works, because the father would be one still, right?
Yeah, exactly. I presume father and son, and of course, bragging rights are all to play for with those kind of relationships, aren't they?
Absolutely. There, you know, son, if that is the case, is definitely wants to pass father more than anybody else on the track here.
He's right in the slipstream with his dad here, and maybe elects to stay behind him. It looked like he was about to try and make a bit of a dive up the inside, but instead stays tucked in to what a limited slipstream you can get in these little boxy cars on wheels, but might be able to make the move down up the inside here. And I think that's move done. Yeah, that is a change for 8th place with younger Leach taking over the 8th place from older Leach.
If that is father and son, that has got to be an awesome little dynamic there. No, I mean that's got to be so much fun playing with your dad and like actually racing and being reasonably the same pace, you know, so you can actually battle. that would be so much fun.
Should be its own little championship, the Battle of Leeches.
Yeah, because you know they both the bragging rights going to any family event is definitely there.
Dinner time must be so awkward.
Right?
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Would you like some turkey? Mr. James Leach. Yeah, but I'll go have it first. So I beat Dad and James Leach Senior's round.
No, who was that? It looked like possibly Weller missed the braking zone, or Thorpe, one of the two.
Quite possibly. That's a shame for Leach Senior. And indeed, that might ease tensions over Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I'm going to give Senior a ride off on that one. There's no bragging rights there for the younger one. He was taken out.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be an interesting discussion between father and son there, who's got the bragging rights. I think that argument's Senior's lost it again, sadly, in turn 1. So I think that argument's null and void with that scenario there playing out with the contact. So hopefully Stephen will go at it again race 2. They can fully decide who's the better of the two drivers. But on lap 8 now, with Alfie Beaven in the lead with 3.5 seconds over James Lee Pavo, Ash Hill, Sven Gielhuid. Oh my god, Jesus. Jacob Hine P5, Kira 6, Nikolakis. I can't. P7, Leach 8, Karolzak P9, and Weller P10. As we see, Eric Sarek having a spin down in P14. Looks like it wasn't a massive spin, does keep it going again, but sadly, very much missing out here. 888 has got some style too, edgeless Leach stuff, and I take it back. There are actually 3 888s in this race. One would presume you are referring to Leach Senior, Rhinoceros. Sadly, we'll hopefully see those two Leaches go at it again in the future. There is a battle though here. Ash Hill with Sven trying to get past, or fighting with them, should I say, for the 3rd position on the podium. Oh, who was that? Who was that in the barrier? That's Ben Asker. Sadly, a lap down. He's going to have to be careful about the rejoin because he does have traffic approaching, and indeed gets it off the track safely as a car almost slid into him. That's another 33 car, and that's James Leach. Leach Senior having issues, and now Leach Junior having issues, and that brings the battle of the Leaches back into contention again with 12th and 14th. But albeit there is quite a big gap, sadly, between the two, so we might not be treated with that entertainment with about 3.5 minutes to go, sadly. But,
Still got the battle going on for third place here. Looks like Hill is trying desperately to draw up on the back of Sven.
Yes, it was. I think got a bad exit out of the final chicane though, and loses about a second. So that battle is maybe a bit more out of reach for him at this point. Maybe might have to try and catch up with that just under 3 minutes. I can't get the words out. With just under 3 minutes to go, you would question whether he'll be able to reignite that battle or not for P3. It might be Sven's provisional P3, and maybe a bit unlucky for him as well if that's the case. But oh, he's on the grass. Careful, Sven. Oh God, the commentators cursed it, didn't I? That's what it is. Start talking about him when he goes on the grass and gives us a mini heart attack. Change of position though. Andre and Alex going at it for 6th and 7th. A nice little midfield battle here. They go up through the middle sector. They'll go up the hill, and only one slight left-hand kick followed by 2 right-handers in the final chicane finishes the lap for them. Curious is going to get the better of Nikolakis. Ah, wow. Jesus Christ.
Nikolakakis.
Thank you. As soon as I hear it, it's just there.
It makes so much sense once you hear it, right?
Once you hear it,
that's how I felt. That's how I felt once I heard him say it. I was like, oh, of course, like obviously.
Say it one more time for me.
Nikolakakis.
I'll get used to that. Try to get used to that. Everything, I think, is now calmed down, really. No real battles happening on the track. We've been thoroughly treated and spoiled with about 18 or 17 minutes worth of ongoing continuous battles. But everything's now seems to have calmed down, and I believe...
Actually, if the battle for second is heating up, I think Pavo may have had a moment, because Sven's drawn right back up onto his rear bumper.
I speak too soon, and indeed Sven's going to look up the inside of Pavo for P2. Can he do it? No, not quite.
I wonder if we're going to get another lap. We got 30 seconds and Bevan's drawn down the last straight here, so it'll be close.
It'll be close, we'll see.
There's a door-to-door battle, though, between Pavo and Sven here. They are fighting as if they're not getting another lap, so...
Indeed, and Pavo gets the inside line, and he might just about get one more lap. Where is Bevan? We're going to see if he comes across the line. 1 second left, and it's one more lap.
I don't think that could have been any closer.
I don't think that could be either. Now, who has underfueled? That's the thing.
I was just about to say, who was not expecting that?
Exactly, who's not expecting 12 laps worth of racing? Who's suddenly dropped like a stone down the order? We'll keep an eye open.
Because nobody's math was down to 1/10 of a second. I can put money on that.
Yeah, exactly. It's Pavo and Sven going door to door. Pavo on the inside in the blue, Sven on the outside in the orange. Can't quite make it work, and Sven has to take avoiding action. He's carried a lot of speed through there. Had to swerve a little bit to avoid contact. But Pavo's holding off for now. Nikolakakis and Kyrios, I said it right, is going at it as well with 6th and 7th, but we'll stick with this battle because this is going to go right to the line. This will be definitely who's the best of the rest, with Bevan in a 6.5 second lead now. This is very much bragging rights of, hey, Bevan's got it, but let's just take the best of the rest win here.
I Do I dare say that Sven's in the better position, because he will be on the inside when it comes to the. Oh, no, that outside or the inside there is just too strong.
Idiot, Spencer haven't got inside the final chicane. There's some car ahead of them. They both get on the brakes. There's a light touch. It's Pavo gonna hold off. Beaven crosses the line. Congratulations for Beaven for a race win. But this is gonna go down to the line. Who's gonna get it? Sven or James? It's James that takes it by 0.3 of a second.
Oh, we just had a pass for Weller and Leach for 10th right there. Right at the second to last turn as well.
Oh yeah, got them. That looks like a couple down here. Curious. Thorpe takes 9th and Leach takes 10th. Congratulations to James, bit of recovery there. Weller 11th. Who's that coming across the line? Cheyenne Chameleon. I hope I said that right. Dear God. But Bob and Leach Senior, this is not over for them quite yet, as they will come very close to each other across the line. One chicane to go, but that's probably about it. Oh, I say that, Tim Bob is a very bad exit. Is that going to be P13 for Leach Senior? He's going to come to the line, and Leach Senior, no, Tim Bob just gets him.
I want to see the numbers on that. How close was that? Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know. Sadly, the timing app's not telling us on the timing tower, which is quite annoying. But I'm sure we will see that in the results. Dave tweets drifting it across the grass on the last corner. Comes across the line. That is that for him. The only other driver to wait to see the checkered flag is the wonderful Ben Arscade. Indeed does come across the line, and that is that for race 1. Whew. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a good end right there. That definitely shaped up. There's a good close few battles coming across the line.
That was indeed. I'm going to try and see what that gap was to what was it? Bob and Senior. So that was decided right on the line. Let's have a look. It was 1/10 of a second.
And I think Senior did take it.
Senior. Oh yeah, he did. Senior did take it. Oh, the timing tower must have wigged out.
1.14 of a second was the gap there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, we get to do that 2 more times now. Right, shall we? Well, with
that was a right down to the wire.
Well, it was pretty much. Well, with Assetto Corsa, sadly, we do have to change into a second server. Thanks to our friends at SimRacing.GP for providing the race servers. Sadly, the Assetto Corsa can't seem to manage the fact that we want to do 3 races in one server. So, just this very brief intermission of sorts before we can go into the second race. We will have a 5-minute qualifying for race 2, again of 20 minutes. Only flip side is the top 5 cannot qualify. So the top 5 finishes of race 1 will stay in the pits. They will start at the back of the grid, and that is guaranteed. So it will definitely be interesting to see if they can fight through, especially with the leader being about 6.5 seconds in front of everyone coming across the line. So we'll definitely see them try and fight their way back through the pack.
That was definitely a quite commanding lead that Beaven was able to pull out there at the end, final stages of that race. But I think it was because they were still locked in somewhat of a battle, so I don't believe that was all pace. But Beaven has definitely made us realize his pace before, has he not?
He has. That's the thing. So we'll definitely see if he can improve, and see if anyone else can improve, should I say, and challenge Alfie, because he's just an absolute monstrous driver. He can really handle these minis. Evening, folks from Next Alexa. Good evening, sir. Thank you for dropping by. Wonderful to have you. Alright, go back to live pictures of the second server as they are just in free practice at the minute. 2 more minutes of doing shenanigans and being silly just to get it out of their system. And then we'll go to...
Yep, they definitely need that.
And then we'll go to a 5-minute qualifying session. Enough time for a couple of laps. It's a couple of lap shootout just to see if we can go... if they can improve their times and yeah, get a very interesting top five reverse grid in a way. It's not technically fully reversed because the game will decide where the top 5 will start in their own random order, but nonetheless it will be a very interesting race to see how those top 5 handle the tricky minis along this very somewhat demanding racetrack, especially in these cars. Lots of braking and turning, which front-wheel drive cars famously are not very famed for.
Yeah, the stopping, going, and turning aren't the best qualities in a front-wheel drive race car, I'd say.
I have to agree with you. Rhino Seros, it's your first time here. Well, thank you for dropping by. It's a pleasure to have you. Do drop by the oNiD Discord, come and say hi to us fellow admins and come and get involved. Keep an eye on 29, he says. 29. I cannot pronounce his name at all. I have to have it reminded to me on how to actually pronounce the damn name. But I'm going to try it again. Dominic!
It is Nikolakakis.
Nikolakakis, there you go.
You wanna know how I remembered it? Honestly, it may sound ridiculous, but have you ever seen that one movie, what is it, Inglorious something?
Inglorious Naughty Road, yes.
Yes, and there's that one scene where they're in the theaters and the dude's trying to pretend like he's Italian.
Blarney.
No, the other one.
Oh.
Dude, he says like Domenico or something like that. And the way he pronounces it is how I remembered that. I don't know why, but that's how my mind worked.
Dear God.
One of those weird, what do you say? Like how you draw assimilations between things, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. I said it! Oh yeah. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think I'm able to say it again. My brain just went to overdrive there.
GPU is overheating. CPU is reaching maximum threshold.
Beep 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 110 110. No, I'm joking. But yes, my mind is slowly turning to mush every time I try and say that goddamn name. See the checkered flag for this practice session. People just winding up their laps, getting in a bit of silliness, a bit of stress relief, maybe a bit of relaxation, just pelting the cars around the track without a care in the world. I say that now as fastest anyway, just because we can. And again, as I again say that, he decides to take it through the grass and through the sandpit.
He can go fast and have fun. It's quite amazing.
It is.
And he can do it in any car. It is amazing. Downforce, no downforce.
Indeed.
4 wheels, 3 wheels.
And just a reminder to all our viewers, the non-qualifiers, Alfie Beaver and James E. Pavot, Sven Gjelhuid, Ash Hill and Jacob Hine are the 5 names that will not take to the track for this 5-minute qualifying. Everyone else, it's fair game.
I do have to say I didn't get to see anybody go into the wheat field, or at least I didn't personally catch it, so I will be looking for that this race.
Yes. I mean, well, we certainly hope they don't go into the wheat field, because that means they've had a crash or spun. But nonetheless, it's rather entertaining to see it, because the game will not penalise you for it. It's very, very entertaining if you then end up falling out the track.
I've ended up out there and gotten turned around, and I honestly didn't know which direction to go because I didn't know which way I came in because I'd spun and was like, I'm so lost.
Rhino Phil said he's seen that movie as well, the Inglorious Beep Word, which I'm definitely not going to say on YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I think everybody will understand if we just go with the first word.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Brad Pitt and loads of famous names.
It's a pretty good movie though.
So, what's the name? What's the actor's name that plays a German, main German character?
Yeah, I'm the worst with actors' names. I'm not the person to
He's
ask.
brilliant though. Absolutely love that character.
See, that doesn't help me remember his name anymore.
No, I know. I'm just saying, it's a wonderful performance. It's yeah, quite flamboyant. Let's say, even though he did play a very evil German person from that time period. Let me see, the 5 minutes already ticked down to 3.5, so we're definitely going to get maybe 2 flying laps out of this qualifying session for these guys. As the first person to start a lap will be, excuse me, Kelzak. So, see if he'll be setting the time to beat. Johan will go across the line to start his lap, and keep an eye on it now. Cars behind him will also be starting there. That's a massive battle in the background. There's about 4 or 5 cars trying to figure out where they want to be on the track.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of track that's not being utilized right now, but every time they insist on going out nose to tail, I don't get it.
They're so sure, don't they? They've already got cars going off in the background. I think there's Dave Tweets going right there very briefly. Was that Sarek? Probably might have been Sarek. One of those 2 blue cars going very wide into turn 1. Where's Johan at the minute? He's going through the middle sector.
I think that may have been Myatt, or maybe Myatt just let the 2 of them around.
If it was our wonderful admin Ben White, I bless him, I would not be surprised. He's going to listen to this back and actually give me a one for that. Odrin has subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. Odrin, thank you very much for smashing that subscribe button into the internet oblivion. That's how much I appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much, and welcome to oNiD. Race 2 here of 3 races at on Assetto Corsa for the oNiD Mini Cooper Cup. We're going to have a way of a time if race 1 was anything to go by.
Really put some emphasis on that cup, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a Mini Cooper Cup.
Cup. I don't know why I said cup.
You meant it.
I meant it. That's usually what happens when I think of forming my next sentence. I usually enunciate the last word in a sentence. So, yeah. Kawasaki goes a 142.2, followed by Nikolakakis. Did I say it right? I think I did.
You're putting a lot of emphasis on the first K. Or the second K. There's both of them. It's more of a kakis. Nikolakakis.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah.
Sarek in 3rd at the minute, Timber 4th. Myatt in P5 at a very slow time, sadly for Ben Myatt, so probably will get pipped by other drivers yet to set times. Probably because they've been validated, or any that's going to out a lap. And Thorpe's had a spin, so that's qualifying over for Thorpe. And he'll start all the way down the back of the grid with the faster cars because he didn't set a lap time. So that's going to be interesting for him. Surrounded with the top 5 from the previous race. Ben Myatt though on a lap looking to improve by 1.3 seconds in sector 1. Kawasaki though, that was a curb big time now as he goes through the penultimate corner as the final chicane here. And it's written nice, neat and tidily. Tidily? I went to neatly and tidy. What am I doing? Comes across the line. Improves to 141.6. No one has been able to beat that yet. Weller jumps right up into third place. Ben Asker has sadly invalidated a lap and will start in P18 along with the top 5 finishers. Alex, good lap from Alex there, 142 dead. Who else is on our lap? Chameleon. I hope I said that right. Goes into third. And I think that's about it. Kanoji's possibly on a lap. Ben Myatt sadly has binned it. But doesn't see the checkered flag at 203. Tweets has decided to completely park it on the outside of the track for some random reason, but returns to pits after not being able to set a lap time, and again starts amongst the faster cars from race 1. But Kanoji will come across the line and see if he is unable to set a lap time. So Kanoji will start, I believe, down with the faster cars again. So people obviously not able to set laps and invalidating them for one reason or another. Track limits will get picked up here, and if you do go wide, it will invalidate the lap. So people are getting caught out by that. But your starting order as it stands: Johan Kalmsluck in pole, Alex Nikolakakis in P2, Cheyenne Chameleon. Oh, Chameleon's in P3. Interesting. They jumped up right at the last minute. P4 for Tim Weller, Sonic P5, James Leach Senior P6, Tim Bob 7th, Ben Meyer 8th, Pavo 9th, and Jacob Hine in 10th, Ashton 11th, Martin Thorpe 12th, Kanoji's 13th, Dave Tweets 14th, 15th will be Alfie Beaven, 16th will be Ben Asker, 17th will be Sven Gelser, James Leach in 18th, and that is that lost one driver sadly during the transfer over to the second race. So only 18 Mini Coopers on track for this race, but nonetheless no doubt to provide us with an absolutely stellar and entertaining race as we just await the lights to go out for another 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, we got a little bit of extra time here at the beginning, it seems like.
Yes. So we'll wait for the countdown to show the starting lights. And on our way, as we follow Hamilzak, gets a very poor start from pole position. Is that going to give Alex the lead? I think it might do, just about, and it does. He goes into lead, the car going very wide. That is Chameleon. There's another car going very wide, completely off the track. That's Martin Thorpe. Exit stage left. Makes a very good acquaintance with the tyre wall. But with these cars as sturdy as they are, manages to get back on track and get back up to speed. A lot happening here with the top 6 and 7. There's a three-way battle for 6, 7, 8. And there's cars going wide. There's an instant in the background. That is Hine, Leach, Pavo, all dropping down the order.
It looks like Tweets was hung up in there, maybe.
Quite potentially, yeah. Pavo sadly also all the way down in last now for James Lee Pavo. Something I'm sure the stewards will be having a look at if it gets reported. Up ahead though, Nikolakakis is defending from the lead from Kalzak. They're going side by side through the final double right-hander, and really chicane between them and the start-finish straight. snake their way through
And
neatly.
will you look at that, coming across the finish line after the first lap in P3, Alfie Beaven.
Alfie Beaven. One lap.
One lap.
One
That is
freaking
amazing.
lap. That's all it took. Dear freaking God.
I don't know how he does
Oh,
it.
that's a
Oh
car.
no. Looks like Weller
That was
maybe.
Weller, yeah. Getting very drifty on the outside of turn 1. Up ahead though, Nicola Kakis and Alfie Beaven and Kozak going 3 wide for the lead.
Beaven's gonna take the lead right now. There's no way. Oh my. Will you look at that?
Beaven goes deep though, just about keeps it on track. And Kozak going very slow, and Beaven goes wide.
Nicola Kakis saw the hole and said, "Thank you guys, I will be having this."
Indeed he will. Oh, there's a car going very slow. That's Ash Hill. Saves it though. Jesus Christ.
That was quite the save.
Oh, he hasn't really saved it. He has to rejoin the track and always makes contact with another car.
I think he just had to bury the throttle to drive out of that, and it just sent him off the track once he grabbed traction.
Oh, just... Can I breathe yet?
The top 5 coming through the pack definitely does excite things for the second and third race. That is without a doubt.
Indeed it does. And Sarek and Kozak fighting away from second and third. Nicola Kakis is starting to check out a little bit. It's all changed. Second, third, fourth and fifth. Looks like to be a bit of a synchronised overtake for their respective positions there as they go through the pit straight. They all gained and lost a position pretty much at the same time, and there's contact between Sarek and Beaven.
Another good save there, though, by Sarek.
That was very much so. The rear end just had to like lose weight and might have just planted the throttle to hope for best, and the car came back around on him, thankfully.
Tim Bob moving up into 4th, though. Like to see it. Top running admin out there.
It seemed to be...
No. Oh, who's exiting stage left? Was that?
That's James Leach Sr.
That was a hard hit into the wall.
He decides to go to listen to some music and sings "We spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, right round, round, round." I'm not going to say that again, guys. Don't worry. I'm sorry. That was just.
Oh, tweets is off into the next turn. So
dear God, what's happening?
Looks like Leach Senior might have somebody else to battle with again. Won't be too far off the back of him. There is still quite the battle going on for 5th place, though, here. I believe we got 3 cars within a second and a half of each other. 4 cars, maybe.
So it tries to get up the inside, gets very deep, though, and loses out to pretty much everyone.
I think that was Sven.
Oh,
yeah,
Sven, I apologise, that was Sven. Sven loses out there, big time.
Tim Bob. Got one on the left and the right, in the middle of the sandwich.
Oh, they're going 3 wide. Why do they do that to us, guys? Sort it out before the apex, thank you. Oh, both cars go very wide. That is Bob and Hill?
And no, that's Sven again, and Hill went up the inside and actually gained 3 positions right there in a matter of 1 turn, because Sarek went off in front of him as well.
These guys are struggling to handle turn 1, and quite understandably, these cars now have very little downforce. They don't have any downforce apart from the big old windscreen in front of them. And if anything, it causes more drag than downforce.
I believe Hill just disconnected, I think.
I've still got Hill on my screen. He's still going in 4th. Tim, Bob and Sven going.
That was weird.
Might just be a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah, that was definitely, I think, because for me it showed him drive just like hard right. Like, where you going?
Nicola Kakis for the win. He's Greek, by the way. That makes sense. That's a very Greek name, isn't it? Nicola Kakis. Oh, hello. What's happening to Tim Bob? Oh, that is a disconnect. That is a almighty disconnect there from Tim Bob. His car decides to lose all of its will and starts levitating like it's a DeLorean.
He's hit 88 miles an hour, Doc.
He definitely did, and you may see him again in the future. By that I mean race 3.
Oh my, no pun intended.
Oh good lord, why, I'm sorry. As Nicola Kakase being hunted down by Bevan, and Bevan recovering stupidly quickly from the back of the grid. That's going to be the race.
Yeah, he was up there after one lap, but now it's taken a further 8 minutes for him to catch back up after that little slip up he had that dropped him back to 5th.
And that is race lead for Alpha Bevan. Now his question is, can Nicola Kakis keep up with him? Judging by his pace from race 1, I don't think that's going to be a very doable task for our second place driver at the minute. Right, everything's just calmed down now. For the first time,
I was just looking at the times, and it looks like things are a little bit mellowed out, maybe.
For the first time, well, it's quite early actually in this race. I say everything's calmed down. Ben Asker finding the grass though, turning his very lovely orange Mini Cooper into a glorified ride-on lawnmower.
It's a ride-in lawnmower.
Ride-in lawnmower, should I say? Oh, Weller's off. P7's off.
That's Weller.
Tim Weller's found the grass.
Way off, it looks like.
He is probably just trying to find a safe place to rejoin. I think he's going to aim for the inside wall of that first chicane. I think that's fair play for him. That's fair play. That's quite a safe place to rejoin.
Take thought, and then rejoin. There we go.
There you go.
I think he may have he's been off a few times. He may have just said, "All right, guys."
Alright, yeah, we'll just go, it's fine, kind of thing. Bless him. Right, he's all the way down in P15th now. He was P7th, so he wasn't doing half bad. Good midfield performance there from Weller.
It's things are not looking good. So good for Pavo though. He's still stuck back in 14th, so he has definitely not been able to find his way through the pack as quickly as Bevan or the rest of them. It seems like
He was caught up in that lap 1 shenanigans though. If we think back about another 10 minutes ago.
yes, very true, very true.
So damage is turned on. So these cars can get damaged. I do wonder if it's just put him out of sync a little bit, or with these cars you can slipstream, so he might not be getting enough tow from cars ahead of him to pull himself up the field. Basically, I say that the car ahead of him, if Dave Tweets takes the grass a little bit, and that's another move done and place gain for Pavo. But nonetheless, maybe just a little bit out of sync, falling a bit too far behind to make a real impact. We're only halfway through the race though, so another 9.5 minutes, so anything can happen. But we do got to question what is realistic or what is just plain impossible.
Yeah, I believe the damage is on at 50%, so there is no terminal failure, but there's definitely going to be an aerodynamic and possibly top speed hindrance. So they will be feeling it in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, dearest of days. Well, Pavo will continue. Battle here for 10th, 11th and 12th. Ben might drop it down the order. One of our lovely other admins racing within this series tonight, but it's not set for Luch Senior and Thorpe here. I wonder if he just made a very big mistake. He lost those 2 positions pretty instantaneously. So, yeah.
Possibly doing a little mowing of the grass. There's a lot of it out there. I think if they all do a little, we can get it done.
Bottas's mowing company at Red Bull Ring might be taking some vacancies as well for these guys if they keep it up. Not really much else happening. Maybe a little bit of a battle brewing for Leach and Hine.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Leach is trying to draw in on the back of Hines there for sure.
Only about half a second between these two, but it's the only real battle happening up and down the field as it stands. Yeah, these are. I say that. He's tapped the wall. They're no longer the closest cars on track, like I was about to say.
Thorpe actually just got around Leach Senior, and then Leach Senior tagged the wall coming out of the chicane, and yep, Myatt gets around him, and maybe Pavo.
I think Pavo might just make the move. Indeed he does. Comes back across Leach Senior there to really claim P12 there. Oh, I'm saying about a Leach. The other Leach has fallen down the order by one place. Sarek gets James Leach's P8. P9 will have to do for Leach Jr.
We've got a couple of these guys definitely attacking these curbs and these little things. I'm quite surprised about that. I would assume they would be trying to stay off of them, but it doesn't look like they're affecting them too bad.
Oh, Ben's gone off as soon as I switched to the battle with Ben and Pavo. And in the background as well, someone else going off as well. Is that
Weller? Yep.
Weller finding the grass as well. I'm not going to say it's commentator's curse, guys, but that was mighty convenient when I immediately switched to them.
The timing couldn't have been better.
Hell yeah. Fastest lap from Alfie Beaver though, 1:39.8. We're seeing qualifying times now from these guys. 8 laps down with just over 6 minutes left, a 5-second gap between P1 and P2. Dear freaking God.
Karlzak is slowly but surely chipping away at Nikola Kakis too. He's turning about 2/10 on average, I'd say, a lap quicker. So maybe 4 laps till he gets to his back door. So I don't know, with the time left, it's gonna be pretty close.
Yes, but no real other battles happening at this moment in time, sadly. Maybe a nice little battle for 4th and 5th, but 2nd and 3rd though, reasonably close. But nothing within immediate striking distance as of yet.
I take back what I said. Karlzak has found some pace, or Nikola Kakis has possibly found some grasp, but they are almost together.
Indeed they are.
They are like right there. They went from about a second gap to about 2/10 and closing.
Yeah, very much closing. We're going to be alongside, I reckon, in turn 1. Leach Senior though, down in his 15th, sadly had an incident, drops down the order, but gets it going again. And he does indeed, and this battle here for P3 and 2 is about to erupt into fireworks. Karlzak sends it out the inside of turn 1. Nikola Kakis might try and get the cut back through down the next straight. They're going to go bumper to bumper.
I was just thinking that is some close proximity driving right there.
That is brave, especially with the hitboxes in the Assetto Corsa. You're going to have to be very careful not to unintentionally pitbull manoeuvre on these cars. It can happen, and have seen it happen, sadly. But they get through it. They get through it reasonably okay. And Nikola Kakis now has to give chase to Karlzak if they want that P2 back. James Leach sadly falling down the order from Sarek, but then gets the position back into turn 2, maybe? They're alongside each other, give each other space, but is Sarek going to be back up the inside for the next left-hander? He is indeed. But Leach gets it.
That's a good battle.
Yeah, it is a nice little
They just
battle.
keep going back and forth. This is nice.
Leach then yields potentially to Sarek. 3 minutes to go. 9 laps done by Alfie B with 7.7 seconds. New fastest lap 1:39.0 from Alfie B.
Oh my. Will he break the 38s?
He's already done it once in qualifying, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. Sarek and Leach though still going at it. And there's contact between the two. And they're both around. Leach up the inside of Sarek. Sarek gets a half spin and has to can't avoid Leach there. Leach does manage to keep it going. Sarek eventually does rejoin the track. And gets going
Right in front of Pavo too.
Yeah, 11th place now for Sarek. We'll have to maybe consolidate a little bit and might be the best he can do for now.
Looks like Pavo's going for the move on Leach actually. He's looking for that 9th position.
Check in with,
trying to regain some points.
yeah, he's checking with James to see if he can make that move work around Leach. Around the outside, it's Brave.
Brave, yeah,
Very brave.
right?
And his braveness benefits him.
That was fast. You can go to there real quick.
That was a half decent move. I'll give him that. That was quite cool actually around the outside. It's very brave.
It almost looked like it was less sketchy than the inside too. He looked like pretty planted.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's 9th for Pavo, and I think that's going to be the best he can do with just under with 1 minute 50, not under 1 minute, but 1 minute 15 left on the clock.
Yeah, he's about 2 seconds behind Thorpe up the road. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, but it doesn't, not on pace, you know what I mean? There might have to be a mistake there.
Potentially. Well, we'll see Alfie Bevan. There might be 12 laps again this race, depending on how quick he can get back to the line. 45 seconds left. I reckon there may be another lap.
They did make it to the, 13 laps last time, but with the time it took him to come through the field, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it.
This might just about be the last lap with 23 seconds left. Yeah, I reckon it'll be the last lap. It'll be the last lap.
Yeah, because I think it was at 33 coming down the final stretch last time.
Yeah, so last lap for Alfie Bevan, 11 lap race for race 2, and a very demanding victory yet again from the man that seems to master everything on the Assetto Corsa at the minute. Last season was the what did he drive last season? I can't quite remember what Alfie drove last season.
I think he was doing the MX-5 for Team 87.
Team 87, yeah, of course.
So I don't think he ran the VRC with us.
No, I don't. Sadly, oh, didn't he? I was surprised. Alfie
I
Bevan,
don't know.
Can't quite remember. Though comes to survive a 10.5 seconds gap to P2 and P3. 4 is Sven with Hill coming across the line for P5. Hein will be next across in 6th. Good result for Hein. And
Leach Senior closing in on Myatt for 14th here. Let's see what happens.
We'll go with it as Pavo and Thorpe come across side by side as well. Thorpe pipping Pavo to the line. Leach also securing a P10 finish, and Ben Myatt's off at the grass before the last chicane, and that's going to possibly give P14 to Mr. Leach Senior. Good evening, Madam. Happy. I can't even pronounce that last name either. Jesus Christ, Habibovic. I'm so sorry. I butchered that name, haven't I? Good evening, regardless. Much better than a Goodwood Revival, absolutely for sure. Ben Asker just needs to come across the line to see the checkered flag, and that will be that for race 2. And, yeah, your top 5 once again will not qualify for race 3. Bevan, Kawasaki, Nicola, I can't even say that, Jesus Christ. So the guy in 3rd won't qualify, goddammit. Sven in 4th won't qualify, and Ash Hill in 5th won't qualify for race 3. But that is your finishing order. Gee whiz. Oh my god. That was insane. That was another wonderful race from everyone there, and our wonderful 18 drivers on that track was rather entertaining.
Yeah, they just they keep those exciting races coming. It's nice.
They do indeed. Right, let's head over to our 3rd and final server, provided by once again our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP. As we have to know it all over again. Oh my goodness.
Yep, we get 20 more minutes of excitement out of these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen on the track.
One last time, folks, for tonight, and then I just need to pop just to keep me going. Right. If we just await the server to launch, we will. And get going again with yet another 5-minute qualifying. And yes, once again, top 5 from last race will not qualify. They will remain in the pit lane, and we will have a top in inverted commas reverse grid for the top 5. We'll see if they can fight their way through again. We did have them kind of mixed in though with the slower, I say slower, but the rest of the pack, because some of the drivers last race sadly weren't able to set a lap time. That might have benefited them a little bit, so if we can get everyone qualified that can qualify with a valid lap time, that will definitely spice things up for the top 5 in race 2.
Yeah, it'll definitely make it a little bit more exciting. I actually am quite surprised there was so many, because there was definitely more than one. I want to say there was 3 that weren't able to get a lap in. So maybe that grass out there is definitely a little more treacherous than we think.
Quite potentially, yeah. So yeah, I think if you do just get 2 wheels on it, it will just drag the car off, basically, sadly, which is a shame. But no doubt a challenge for everyone involved. We just await everyone to join the server, and we will eventually quickly get back to live photos in a moment once we can. But what are your expectations for race 3, Dominic? Do you think we'll get a very mixed grid again, with the top 5 having to battle it out with cars like doing set times, or do you think everyone will be able to get in a time and hopefully we'll see a proper top 5 reverse grid?
Yeah, I'm hoping everybody definitely gets in a time. Definitely, will make their race a little bit easier. Obviously, the farther up in the grid you start, the better off you are, right? And then it'll definitely give a little bit more of the disadvantage to the faster guys having to definitely come through the entirety of the field. But I'm actually pretty curious to see Carl Zach, if he can possibly stick with Bevan through the pack. Because if I remember correctly, last week, Bevan was able to make it through, and Carl Zach had a little bit more of an issue.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Badim, thank you very much for that wonderful confirmation that I pronounced your name better than some other people. Some other people. So not perfectly is what you're saying. Oh no.
You didn't do it right, but it was better than most.
Better than most. I will take that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great driving from everyone. Third place from the Greek guy, which I'm happy with. He could be going places. That is also very true. It's a very good observation there. He could be going places. And hopefully, when you mean going places, it won't be off the grid. However, we do have... Look at that! Tim Bob! He did travel to the future. He is back with us at Raceroom.
He's made it.
He's made it.
He's back from the future.
He is back. Good Lord.
Sorry, everybody. I had to.
It's enough for me trying to pronounce really funky last names. I do not need to comprehend the possibilities of time travel. Alternate universes and all that shenanigans. Ugh. Anyway, it was rather entertaining though. It was quite funny to see his car go. No, I'm going this way and upwards. I don't need tyres, it's fine.
Yeah, I saw the tires disappear and then he started floating. I was like, oh man, he's on his own adventure now. We can't save him.
No, he's just too far gone. 1 minute, just over 1 minute after free practice, and we'll see a 5-minute qualifying without the top 5 from the race results of race 2, and then once everyone else has hopefully managed to set a lap, we'll go at it for one final 20-minute race for ultimate bragging rights. But I have a feeling that Dalton Beaver may be in the shout of it again. Just depends how well he can get back through.
Yeah, that was 2 for 2 this week, so he's up to 3 wins now in the championship, and I'm pretty sure he had the best finishing positions in the races he didn't win last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
So he should have a pretty comfy points lead after this weekend. So definitely the rest of the guys will be looking for a way to dethrone him.
Yeah, absolutely. And who's that going off? Completely going across the track. Is that who's that?
That's Eric Cernick, possibly.
Oh, he's decided to launch the car.
Yep. Was that overtime and the practice? Okay.
Yeah, he decided to go through the cornfields and launch the car over the final sector and glitch through the track, which is mildly hilarious. Please don't do that in the race. That would be such a shame for you to do that. As Pavo returns to the pits, we're just waiting for 5 cars to round up their laps or do what shenanigans they want to do before we can go to qualifying.
Possibly take an excursion through the wheat field. Could be anything.
Into the back room he goes. Yes, Betty. He definitely did go to a room, not the back room, maybe. Or to quote another wonderful YouTuber, to the Shadow Realm. Come on, guys, finish your laps. Nicola Kakis is on just a quick little hot lap. It doesn't look like to be that bad of a time actually. It's going purple, so it'll be a fastest lap and maybe just a little kind of bonus point, but not really a bonus point. We don't get bonus points in practice, but nice little confidence boost of 141.5 there. And then Sven will come across the line and won't set a time and proceed to qualifying.
Nicola Gakis is another one of the top 5 from last race, so he'll have to be finding his way through the pack as well. So we'll see how he could do, if he can maybe hook onto somebody's bumper and drive up there.
It'll be interesting to see, wouldn't it? Well, again, these cars very somewhat dependent on a slipstream. You can, especially with cars going off left, right and centre, losing momentum, you can make up places without slipstream, but it's very dependent on the car ahead of you making a mistake, which seems to be happening quite often for these guys, as with the demands of this track maybe not suiting the Mini Coopers very well. But nonetheless, good quick entertainment for us, and we'll see what these top 5 drivers in last race can do with that fact. Right, qualifying is now underway for 5 minutes. Kyrgios will be the first one out on track. They'll inevitably fight for track position, even though they're not really supposed to.
Looked like Pavo really wanted to be first out, but didn't quite get out fast enough.
Sadly not, but will benefit from a Kyrgios slipstream potentially when they start their laps. A wonderful train of Mini Coopers going down the second sector as they all approach this tricky right-hander and then left-hander again. The car kind of goes right over the crest of it. And, well,
yeah,
that
left-hander seemed to be
catching
like,
people out. It's caught
yeah, I was just about to say that as I see 2 of them drift off.
Yeah,
I think it might be the downhill and the quick entry.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, Kyrgios has sadly lost that track position from going a little bit wide there, so Pavo will be the first person to set a lap. If things stay the way they are, there's still another couple of corners for these guys to mess it up, so he might not actually be the first car on a lap.
Yep, they definitely all packed up nose to tail again, coming around. But I think it's just the quickness of the session that is making these guys have to get out there relatively quick if they want to get that second lap in, or chance at a second lap.
Yeah, well, Pavo does go very wide, cracks the wall on the start of his first lap, but that's going to compromise him big time.
Yeah, it's going to definitely hinder his top speed coming into the lap.
Oh, it's going to invalidate it. He hasn't been able to set a lap yet. That's invalidated his next lap.
Yeah, it definitely has. Wow. The last sector off track invalidates the next lap. That's kind of like a Monza thing.
That is, so... Vadim says, beginning of qualifying, and be like, mine.
Yes, very, very much so. That's for sure. The way they come out of the pits, they're all screaming that.
Remember the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine.
Yeah, exactly.
It is literally that. When the first person to set a lap time according to the timing screen will be Jacob Hine. There's got a couple of cars ahead of him though. I'm not entirely sure if those guys are on valid laps. But Jacob will surely, I think, be the first driver to set a proper flying lap time. These guys will have enough time for one more lap if they do remain out on track. I think Weller has decided to go back to pits and won't have enough time to go back out and around for another lap. So Weller will start. Oh, he does go back out on track, does Weller, so he might just be going out to just get classified maybe. But Jacob Hine has come through the final chicane. Has to take avoiding action of the car in front. And that is a new fastest lap, 140.9 for Jacob Hine. Who's behind him at the minute? Leach goes third. Leach Senior goes fifth, sandwiching Kyrgios, who is going to invalidate the lap by doing that through the exit of turn 1. And that will be a Leach Kyrgios sandwich if nothing changes. What is Pavo doing at the minute? On a valid lap is Pavo, with only 1/10 between, well, not even 1/10 between him and Hine. Maybe more like 5/100ths of a second, or maybe 8/100ths of a second, 0.08 of a second, I think, there, basically. So, which he has been able to find through Sector 1. It's not a purple sector, but it is enough for an improvement. Jacob Hine has returned to pit, so there will be no improvement from Jacob Hine. He is now going to be the proverbial sitting duck to everyone else still on a lap. Purple sector from James there as he goes up into the final sector. somehow they managed to get that car turned. I find it astounding that they're able to actually get in at such speeds on that double right-hander. But nonetheless, he goes through the final chicane. Oh, he's going to go wide. That's a validated lap.
It just dives in the pits. Yep.
Oh, it's such a shame for James.
He's not looking very happy with that. The way he came to a rest in the pits.
Leach Junior secures third. Senior though, is that going to be an improvement? It's not going to be an improvement for Leach Senior. So it will be a Leach, as I said, a Leach sandwich for Kyrgios there, with both Leaches in front and behind of him. Ben might come across the line now, see if he will improve. He does improve, but not enough to get out of 10th position. Martin Thorpe, only other car to improve. He does improve up to 6th, right behind Leach Senior. Right, Dominic, one last time good serve for tonight.
Yep, here we go, the last 20 minutes.
What's your bets on Alfie making it a 3 out of 3?
I mean, he's been unstoppable tonight. He's got the pace. Sure, he, would have had the pace for each of the second qualifiers as well. But I guess it just comes down to the luck of the draw coming through the pack, right? If he can keep it clean and get through, he should be off to the races.
Only time will tell. And I don't mean Tim Bob doing a impression of the DeLorean again.
Yes, there's no further future races for him to meet us at, so he might be lost till next week.
Oh dear Lord. A whole week suspended in time. What torture. Right, they're all on the grid. About a minute or so to go before we kick things off.
So it looks like one of Pavel's laps definitely got counted, because he's starting in second position right now.
Ooh,
so he was able to get something in.
Something, yes indeed. Right, 20 seconds before you get to see the chaos unfold again for another 20 minutes. You ready, Dominic?
I'm ready. Lights are up. Here we go.
Strap in. We are away from race 3 of round 2. Top 3 get away pretty nicely as we see them all go down into turn 1 in a neat, tidy order. But Hein loses out though. He's going to drop down the order. It's contact. Let's tweet some Kyrgios. Is that Kyrgios? No, it's Oscar and Kanelzak. And Tweets also has now found his way off the track as well. Might be a bit of collateral damage there. But that was a bit of a hit there in the midfield.
Yeah, that was quite the hit. Looks like Karlzak is definitely looks like his car's maybe a little slow for after that.
And Tweets is also spun again and drops all the way down to 18th.
I believe he just went back to pits. Car might have been broken after that.
I've just seen that as well. Changing of positions up and down the field.
It is jockeying for position. I'd say, what is that, 6th to about 12th, is maybe even 14th are on top of each other.
Yeah, Tim Bob lost out there big time, dropping all the way down to 15th. There is a battle though for, who is that? That's Cheyenne and Sven going at it. This car's going off the track on the inside of the corner there. That's going to get noted by the stewards, I would reckon. But they all seem to get away with it for now. Hit the brakes into this double right-hander, so I think two side by side. And we'll sort it out in time for the final chicane. I say that's kind of better. Making a dive? No. But yeah, look at him making moves again.
This is so good.
Oh, two sets of cars side by side. 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th respectively. His car's going wide, that's Leach Senior going onto the grass.
Oh no, looks like Sterk possibly, and Sven maybe. Sterk went around.
Oh, sorry, it's round. Yeah, that's definitely a spinneroo for Eric there. Buddy predicted a crash on lap 1, even worse. What he claims 2 weeks ago, I can confirm there was definitely a shunt in lap 1. So I think your prediction may have just become true. And sadly for Sarek, dropping down the order to P16, he's in a nice little midfield battle there for 7th or 8th, I do believe. Sven does keep it going, again losing out some positions from that turn 1 hiccup and mishap there.
Ben's got looks like 3 hungry minis behind him. He's running as fast as he can down the backstretch.
Yeah, he's going to be cautiously watching his rearview mirror, I think, as Ashhill and Sven go at it for 11th and 12th. And Ben just hoping to God that he can keep it in front of these guys, but I say that, Ben's gone a little bit wide on the exits, let's say, of that double right-hander into the chicane. He might be a little bit compromised here, and attack on him from Hill, maybe coming out in the background. Hill, Bob and Sven all going at it for the same piece of racetrack, so a bit of a reprieve there for Ben. We'll be quite relieved of that.
Oh, we got
very wide
move going. Curious just got around Leach. It looks like
Ben's lost it. He's made contact with another car.
That was Leach Senior.
Leach gets tapped out onto the grass, rejoins safely. But Ben's going to fall down the order. Got very wide into turn 1, bless him. And things went bad to worse for him as he got through the exit corner. That is a shame, but we'll keep on cheering on nonetheless. And Alfie, we're actually checking with Alfie B, even though he's made inroads, he's up into 6th.
Looks like he's going for 5th even, yep.
Yes, you're right, as soon as I said that, 5th is now on the cards for him, and I think that is move done.
He does have 15 minutes to catch the top 4, but I do have to say that they are quite spread out already, honestly. It's looking about a second, 2 seconds between them.
Curious to go very wide there on the entry to the final chicane, and that gives Beaven basically a free pass through on that move, but is now going to be under attack from Thorpe as well in the background. No, never mind. Thorpe backs off and prioritises and getting the move done on Curios. Curios himself dips a couple of wheels onto the grass, but keeps it going. In the background now is a three-way battle for 10th. Camo, Leon, Bob and Gelhood. I hope I'm saying that right, I really do. Is this...
Which one?
P12, Sven.
Okay.
Sven Gelhood. Is that going wide? That is... Camelian going very wide, rejoins the track and makes contact with Tim Bob. Oh, they're both around, having to rejoin the track. Tim has a half spin, he's got to be careful with rejoining traffic coming. He is on the faster line of the track, and there might be contact with another car that goes around the outside of him.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad spot. Definitely a blind spot to everybody coming.
That's unlucky for Tim, but he will continue as Ben Myatt takes a very interesting line as well through that S section there, and Ben
I gotta say, the outside of that left-hander is probably the most pristine mode patch of grass out on this track.
Indeed. Ben Myatt will find his way past Ben Asker there, and yeah, sadly for Tim Bob completely losing out there. through maybe no fault of his own. He was innocent bystander in the uncontrollable car of Chameleon.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those wrong place, wrong time situations. Just Chameleon got off the track and tried to slow it down, but there was no stopping it.
Well, Ben Myatt now defending big time from Tim Bob, and give these guys a little bit of attention down the back of the end of the grid, because they are giving it their all, bless them. As Karlslak is going slow up on the exit of turn 1. I wonder if he's just had a bit of a half spin there and got it back going again. Meanwhile, second, second, third and fourth, all within pretty much the same piece of tarmac of each other, really. Leach defending from a charging Beaven. So Beaver's made up ground to the leaders. Have a look up the inside of this right-hander.
Going for it.
It's moved, and I think Leach may have seen it coming and thought better of it and just maybe let him through.
Definitely a possibility. I mean, you got to be watching that relative, at some point, I guess, and you see it's 3 or 4 seconds, and next thing you know, he's right there on you.
Alfie being the fastest lap, and this is going to be P2 for Alfie if we can make this move work. So 2 places in 3 corners.
Now he's got, 3.5 seconds with 11 minutes left.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do on Pavo there.
Well, Jacob Hyde isn't giving this up yet, though. He's going to try and sling it around the outside of Beaven for taking back P2. Something tells me that might not be the best of ideas, and indeed he does yield, but that gives an opportunity for Hyde to try and get P3 now. Leach to get P3 off Hyde, should I say, and now Leach is up past Hyde for that final podium position. Badim, is this AC or Wreckfest? It is definitely AC, good sir. I assure you of that.
Got a little bit of a battle going on for, 8th position. We got Hill, Weller, and Sven all within about a second and a half.
Move from Sven on Weller. That's move done before the braking zone. It comes across him a little bit there. It might have been a slight touch as he did come across back onto the racing line, but they both seem to get away with it. Oh, that's Alex Nikolakakis in the grass on the final turn.
Oh man, he was doing good, sticking with Beaven coming up to the pack.
Absolutely, that's a shame. I wonder if we made a mistake there somehow, or something we just missed. Maybe contacting another car, sadly. But regardless, that's them back into P10 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go. That's going to be a tall order to ask of him, even if he doesn't have damage. It's going to be a big ask to get back up to P4, P3.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to get that, and he's about 3 seconds behind Weller for 9th, so he's got to do some digging just to get the next position, honestly.
Meanwhile, Sven gets a move done on Ash Hill, up into P7 for Sven. Nice result for him. Gap between Beaven and Pavot now is 2.8 seconds with just over 8.5 minutes left. So that gap hasn't come down as quickly as it's usually been coming down in these previous 2 races. So I think Pavot's keeping Beaven a little bit more honest. But
I mean, Pavo's definitely got pace. I believe the last race he just got caught up in that first turn, and then I think just had a hard time getting back into the swing of things. And starting in 2nd position this race, he was pretty much off to the races from the green flag.
Well, I say that, fastest lap for Alfie Beaver, 138.2 compared to James Lee Pavo's 139.1 last lap.
That's crazy. It's what is that, 9/10 of a second?
No, the gap is now
8/10.
The gap is now down to 2 seconds actually, so I've probably preempted myself in saying, oh, the gap's not that big. It's really coming down now.
Yeah, I think Beaven is turned the afterburners on, so to say. He's like, I want to go 3 for 3.
Yes, I would also agree with that. As you can see Pavo really pushing it, maybe putting a couple of wheels on the grass there as well on the exit through the S's section there.
That is also a possibility that maybe Pavo had a little bit of a moment on that last or the first sector of this lap, and that's why it's come down so drastically.
Well, let's see how much time Alfie gains in the last sector. He has gained a 10th so far over this lap. I'm just trying to assess where he may be making up time. I have a feeling it might be this last sector. And he is, and indeed with James going very wide there, he goes off the track. That's going to be Alfie Beaver and race lead as Pavo comes across back onto the track. And that is a race lead for Alfie Beaver, a gifted race lead perhaps, but a race lead nonetheless. But Pavo's going to come right back at him.
Yeah, it looked like Beaver got a bad exit, maybe got into the grass.
Pavo lives to fight another day, but Beaver's going to really be hounding him now for that race lead, and I think it's just going to be a matter of time before that race lead changes again.
Yeah, that 2 seconds we were talking about is all but gone.
Yeah, what 2 seconds? That's nothing, of course. But
it's 2/100ths of a second.
yeah, we're now literally side by side going through this middle sector. And, oh, is Beaver going to go around the outside? No, he yields. I thought he was going to try and make that work around the outside of the S's, but it's a very risky move to make.
I think he even thought about it.
He's being kept to the outside line as they go side by side to hopefully that right-hander will go up the hill. There'll be 2 more right-handers in the final chicane to sort themselves out. They need to do it before the final chicane because there's 2 rules that prevent them from literally going side by side. But Alfie is going to have the inside line. He's got his nose up the inside and his car along the inside. I think when they hit the brakes, he'll fully have his car pass up the inside as they go through here. Or maybe not. They give each other space. Is James going
to
yeah,
he's
wow.
on the outside. Wow.
He's not giving this up, but I think now he has to yield because of that chicane. The 2 balls there would absolutely annihilate him if he tried to send it around the outside, I reckon. And as valiantly as he's beeping his horn down the pit straight, and valiantly as he's fought to defend that position, he has to yield. But I say that he's still right on the tail of Beaven. Beaven hasn't exactly managed to pull away immediately like he usually does. That is a lap car Ben Asker in front of them though, who will then become a lap down. I don't think this is over yet. Let's go have a look at the inside into the S's.
Oh no.
Oh no is my immediate thought, and I think James yields there and maybe brakes a bit more sooner than he would have hoped for. Definitely had a run though.
That's the thing with these cars, it's like once you hit the brakes and you give that run up there, you're not gonna get that back, you know, not until the next turn or until somebody makes a mistake.
Right, Beaven now half a second ahead in the background, is that?
Leach is using that draft. He wants to close up on this battle so bad.
Yeah, that is Leach drafting the back marker there to try and get some form of
even
advantage.
gave him a little light flash.
Just something to get back up onto this battle as Pavo takes a bit of grass on the inside curb there, does a bit of lawn mowing and takes a bit of mud up for good measure.
Oh, looks like Hines pushing extra hard. He's off in the background.
Oh, that was Hines. Clamps the ball though for a good measure.
him and Leach were right next to each other for quite a while, but it looks like Leach maybe just started inching away and Hein maybe pushing a little too hard.
I think that might be the case, sadly. And now, similar to the past couple of races, we now have a lull where everyone is now spread out enough to warrant not having many battles on track, sadly. But nonetheless, we have been thoroughly treated with a good 18 minutes again of this race, with battles up and down the field. Kaluzak, though, finding the grass on the entry to the final chicane. This will be a race to forget for Johan, I reckon, sadly.
Yeah, definitely he almost had a little bit of what Pavo had in the last race, it seems like, where just one thing led to another and kind of just snowball effect to where it just got mired down in the pack in the back.
Yeah, absolutely, sadly. So that's, again, as I said, a race to forget for Kaluzak. Now, Beaven's got a 1 second lead now. This is going to be his race to lose if he's got another 2 laps. It might only be another 1 lap, actually. Depending when they cross the line. 1 minute 40 as they're coming across the final.
I think it's going to be a 1, unless you could turn a 37 or something. Yeah, maybe 35? 3?
There'll be 1 more lap. This will be the last lap with Alfie Beaven asserting his dominance with fastest lap of 1:38.1. That's incredible. Considering the qualifying time
That's crazy.
Considering qualifying was 1:38.7.
Yeah, that's insane. Literally 6/10 faster after 19 minutes of driving.
That is absolutely crazy.
Tire wear? What's that?
What tire wear? No idea what you're talking about.
No, I've got last all day tires over here.
This is tires. Tires are for weaklings. I don't need tires. I just need my right foot and my hands to drive the car fast. Right. This will be the last lap. 30 seconds left as they go up the back straight. I very much doubt Alfie's managed to pull out a 1:33 out of his back pocket. As much as we would love to see that, I am sure.
Could you imagine? There's a 5 second faster lap time. It would just be insane.
I would at that point claim hacks. But anyway, Alfie.
Yeah, I'd be like, alrighty guys, and we're done.
Alright, who's doing it? That's not cool. But Alfie Beaven will come through the final chicane and see the checkered flag for what has been an awesome performance from Alfie. Congratulations, 3 for 3 for Alfie Beaven, race 3 here at round 2 at Goodwood Circuit. Pavo, commiserations, but a hard fought battle for second, Leach third, Hein fourth, closely followed by Thorpe for fifth, Kyrgios and Sven 6th and 7th respectively, and Ash Hill 8th. Nikola Kakis P9, recovery drive from him, a very good drive there. Weller will come across the line for the final point scoring position in P10. Leach Senior definitely won't have the bragging rights come family dinner with his younger Leach up in third, but nonetheless a good result for him. Chameleon in Sarek 13th. Tim Bob though and Kaluzak. There might have been an incident there on the final turn. Kaluzak having to rejoin the track from the grass after the final chicane and would be 15th. Slowly comes across the line, and that car is potentially seen better days. Ben Myatt, he doesn't finish last, bless him, will come across the line in P16, and the only other driver we are waiting to see the checkered flag is Mr. Ben Asker. Tweets 2 laps down, has already seen the checkered flag, and that is his race over. There's one last person to come across the line to round up what has been a very eventful round 3 here at Goodwood in this Mini Cooper Cup. Ben Asker, 17th place, and that, folks, is that?
Now that was good racing. I don't know about you, but that was good fun.
I enjoyed that. Action up and down the grid. It was just nigh on spectacular, really, at those points. Next racer, yay, not lapped. I don't think you were, sir. No, not at all. That's Oscar, isn't it? Ben Oscar, I believe. Yes, not lapped, sir. Not at all. The only person to be lapped was Tweets for that final race. He was 2 laps down. So, yeah, definitely a race to forget for him. That's him. So,
I want to say he possibly had a disconnect. I'm not 100% sure though.
huh.
Like a momentary out and then get back in.
That's right. Let's see who is up on the voice chat to drag down a new one. Shall we? Smells like Hines sadly the top 3 from that race. I'm very annoyed Alfie Beaver's up there. That's a shame because that would have been a lovely conversation to have with him.
Yeah, and he took all 3, so there's not even a secondary winner to talk to.
That's a shame, that is. Very annoying. But so, on that point then, I think we shall call it there. It's been a pleasure to have you again alongside me in this virtual Comsbox. And look, I hope everything for you across the seas has been exciting and entertaining for you. Than the Great British Track of Goodwood.
Oh yeah, as always, these little minis provide.
Oh, we might have just lost Dominic there for a moment. Dominic, you still there?
Oh, get on to the next race, which is at I cannot remember it now. Slipping my mind. Do you remember?
Well, I would check, but I did just lose you for half of that sentence.
Nice.
Nice. Yes. So what was that middle part? I can't quite remember.
Basically, I was just saying that the minis always provide good racing, and the drivers piloting them also do as well. And next week at Barbagello should be just as fun.
Barbagello. Oh boy. That's going to be interesting. Have we raced the Barbagello Raceway before? I think we might have. With the,
we have,
open
but
wheelers.
not in minis. Yes, not in Mini Coopers.
I've done it in the open wheelers a couple of seasons ago. But with the Ace when AC was on a Tuesday. But it'd be nice to revisit the track. It's quite a fun track to drive, and it'll be even more entertaining in these cars that only have rubber for grip.
Yeah, and the shape of their bodies for downforce.
Yeah. So until then, folks, it's been a pleasure. This is Aidan and Dominic signing off in the Comsbox. Same time, same place next week. Barbagello with the Mini Cooper Cup. Until then, guys, this has been Aidan and Dominic Comsbox. Next back on screen will be tomorrow. Myself and the wonderful oNiD Ben Wyatt, Ben Durama himself, will bring you the first round of the Assetto Corsa Competizione Torwagen Cup. German DTM based league with only the manufacturers for the DTM on German racetracks. That's going to be a season to remember. Until then, guys, take care. Speak to you tomorrow.